Hello, this is the Angry Capitalist doing the Angry Capitalist podcast. This is episode 1. And given the recent election of President Javier Milei in Argentina, I decided to go ahead and do an analysis on the country of Argentina, as well as what we may be able to expect from the country moving forward. For the analysis, I'll be doing it in a SWOT format. So for those of you who are not familiar with that acronym, that stands for SWOT, Strengths, Weaknesses, Opportunities, and Threats. So for Argentina's strengths, there are quite a few things going very well for it. First off, they have multiple deep water ports. Effectively, what that means, for those of you who are not familiar with it, is not all coastal geography is conducive for trade, especially not with tankers and super tankers. However, if you have a good deep water port that has the appropriate infrastructure, that's not a problem. The U.S. has many, many ports. Other countries that have these would be like the U.K., Ireland, as well as Japan. Argentina also has multiple deep water ports. They're very, very rich in terms of natural resources. The three most valuable would be oil, specifically shale oil, as well as gold and lithium reserves. Argentina is also located in the temperate zone of the southern hemisphere. Effectively, what that means is that they have a summer-winter cycle. This is more beneficial for the country in terms of agriculture because the cold weather will help to knock down various pests, and also it'll give the soil time to rest and recharge. Additionally, by being temperate in the southern hemisphere, that allows Argentina to produce many of the similar crops that we would have in the northern hemisphere, but in the opposite time of the year. So, for example, at time of recording, this is November 28th, 2023. I live in the Northeast. So currently we are experiencing winter, albeit a very mild winter. Right now, on the other side of the planet, Argentina is having their summer. So even in my local grocery stores, currently, I'm seeing produce that was grown and produced in both Chile as well as Argentina. Vice versa, if I remember correctly, Argentina does also receive various goods from the northern hemisphere during their winter months. The demographic structure of Argentina is also very, very healthy. And what I mean by that is that the Argentines have a very good pyramid structure of their age groups. So they have a good number of young people who are kids, teenagers, young adults entering the workforce. And then they have less people who are in their 40s, 50s, and then even less going up into their 60s, 70s, and beyond. One of the reasons why this is important for a country is that, well, effectively, if we look at other countries such as China, for example, which does not have a replacement population, one, they're running out of people to produce things, and two, they're losing people who will consume things, and that can create a lot of havoc for an economy. Given the worldwide boom in the population via the baby boomers generation until now, we don't really have a whole lot of insight on collapsing demographics in a modern economy. However, even though that is currently ongoing, we're already seeing a lot of problems with that in various countries around the world. Argentina, however, does not have that problem, so that'll put them in a position of strength compared to the rest of the world. Various weaknesses. These include the current regulatory system. So one of the reasons why Argentina is suddenly being brought into the limelight is with the election of the president Javier Milei. characterized as a far-right extremist. Frankly, he's just more of a free market capitalist or economist. He has a background in economics. Prior to this current point in time, Argentina has had a very centralized and planned economy. And due to that, the country has really suffered quite a bit economically. So with all the central planning, as well as the various regulations and nationalization of assorted industries, that has led to an extreme amount of poverty and hyperinflation. Additionally, this is another weakness that some people may not be super aware of, is that Argentina's two main trade partners are both China and Brazil. One of the reasons why this can be a problem is that both of those countries are examples of collapsing demographics. So in terms of exports going to China and Brazil, they're going to lose most of their customer base in the next roughly 5 years as the baby boomers age out, and additionally as those countries have even worse economic situations going forward. The same can also be said about their imports of various finished goods. I believe that in terms of percentage of GDP, Argentina currently imports 40% of their goods, approximately 20% from China and 20% from Brazil, respectively. Both of these trade partners are probably going to face significant difficulties in the years ahead, if not completely go offline. This does also tie into their opportunities. As I previously mentioned, Argentina has faced hyperinflation for many years at this point. The current president is looking to, quote unquote, dollarize the country. It's not exactly that he wants to officially, from what I understand, if we have any Argentines listening to this, please feel free to fill me in the comments down below. But from what I understand, he is looking to open Argentina up and have an open currency platform, as well as getting rid of the central bank in Argentina and doing an overhaul of the banking system as it is. One potential opportunity here for this is with Argentina's current trading partners, Brazil and China, potentially not being able to purchase their produce and raw goods, as well as the finished goods that Argentina produces. If Argentina is able to codify a better trade relationship with the U.S., perhaps getting into the NAFTA system, then Argentina could potentially focus on exports to the U.S., be paid in dollars, and then flood their economy with dollars. My assumption is that this is something that the Javier Milei's administration is looking to do. By the influx of dollars into their economy, this would most likely give Argentina a very strong position in the South American region. Other opportunities, the tie back into that is deregulation. Once again, this is something that the Javier Milei administration is looking to do. But effectively, if they are able to deregulate their economy, go ahead and denationalize the various industries, and just do a complete overhaul of the system to produce a free or freer market, they should be on a very good growth trajectory going forward, especially when combined with their healthy demographics to drive such an economy. Threats. One of the biggest threats that I believe Argentina will face is their historical political instability. Given that Argentina has had such a collectivist government in the past, it's quite potential that they could return back to that form of government. The reason that this may be a problem is for the obvious reason, the havoc it would wreak on their economy. But additionally, if they're not able to shore up and codify the economic reforms that Milei is looking to do, it's quite possible that they may not be able to receive any foreign investment going forward. Additionally, another very, very concerning threat that Argentina may face would be collectivist foreign influence. It's quite possible that other foreign state actors may not want Argentina to succeed. As such, I see the high probability that various foreign governments will attempt to influence Argentina, perhaps even to purposefully wreck their economy, maybe assassinate President Milei. Hopefully not, but it is a concern. And lastly, the next biggest threat that I see is with China and Brazil being two of Argentina's largest trading partners, both for imports as well as for exports. Both of these governments will more than likely be hostile to the new administration. Additionally, once again, although Argentina has a lot of strengths going for it, so long as they remain tied to these two, frankly, failing economic systems, there's the strong possibility that they could be dragged down along with them. To recap, in summary, it is my belief that so long as the current administration is able to, one, deregulate their economy, within that, open up their currency markets, two, if they're able to strike some form of a trade deal with the US, thereby bringing dollars into their system, and also just, once again, overall deregulate their economy to take the shackles off of their people, Argentina should have a very bright future going forward. I am really interested to hear more of the on-the-ground perspective of the country, especially as the administration is set to take power in December. If I have any people living in Argentina or any Argentines either living there now or abroad who have kept a watchful eye on the situation, they would be interested in doing an interview, please, please, please feel free to go ahead and drop that down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. More than likely, going forward, I will continue to do updates on Argentina, the situation there, to cover their economy and how it responds to the adoption of a more free market economic system. Please go ahead and drop your thoughts, comments, questions down below. And until the next time, take care.